changed. I have a ton of masts that have been, like the first part of it's been put together. I pinned everything for the second part, so now I just need to start doing that, get it into production style. This is my Husqvarna Viking. My workhorse of a sewing machine that I absolutely adore. Sorry, getting stuff. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Did I lose my bobbin again? I swear this thing loves just popping them off. Oh, actually, you know what? I found part of my setup that I needed to set up a larger cone. Because sewing machines, their little bobbin pegs up here, they only support a very small spool compared to some of the stuff that I carry. So, since I am trying to save bobbins, I'm going to set up a large cone. And I'm going to go down there for a bit. Okay. Hey! Hello! How you doing, Grammy? Let's see. So there's a slightly particular way. I'll show you in just a moment. There's a particular way that you want to have your thread set up. You need just a little bit of tension on each of the different parts. There we go. Okay. Yay. Okay, so we've got that. Oh, that's right. I would like to thank, sorry, we did get some new followers. So, Silver Lament, or I'm sorry, Silver Element, because I speak Lee. Silver Element, hello, and thank you for the follow. And let's see, Bodicade, or Bodicade, 1978. Thank you as well. I'm going to go ahead and just throw on my headphones because that's how that's going to go. Okay, let me get Nightbot is up and running. If you guys want to throw some music on, by all means, feel free. If you are a subscriber on my Twitch channel, it should allow you to do that. So, yay. Feel free to, like, especially go for some lo-fi, some chill, some relaxed stuff. Nope. Sorry, that was more of my emo kind of stuff. Where is... Don't make me have to type in things. No. Okay, somebody find some nice lo-fi stuff and throw that on. That would be amazing. If you know me, you probably know that I like Najube. Or Najube. One of my favorite artists, honestly. And unfortunately, they passed away quite some time ago, but they were amazing, and they did the soundtrack for Samurai Champloo, amongst so many other things. So now I've got the... Yeah, it's great. So then I'll go and I will actually iron around this edge. Oh, I've got to turn off one of these. Okay, so I'll keep that up and running. Okay. There we go. Sorry, Sorry, shifting a few things around. There we go. So, da-da-da-da-da. Good morning. Sorry, I'm still learning how to coordinate all of the different places that I now have stuff set up. Okay. So if you guys have questions or comments, do feel free to make them. It'll take me a moment to relay who's coming from where, but for the most part, should all be good. Oops, let me turn this down or else you'll get feedback. I'm still learning which programs I have to mute because my mics are actually rather good. They pick up on a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily think about, and then they start feeding back to themselves, so yeah. I know needles make most people very, very nervous, but I've been working with this stuff for a good long while, and yeah. Ooh. I love corsetry fabric because it is so stiff and durable all on its own, but it makes sewing tight corners a real pain in the ass. So, how are you doing? So I may have to actually start doing evening or latter evening streams because my roommates are working more and more from home, which eats bandwidth, of course. And I'm not hardwired into the Wi-Fi or the modem. So yeah, sorry if it's chumpy or choppy or anything like that. Oh, yep, didn't hear it go dry. Okay, so replacing a bobbin, which is easy enough if you don't have your coffee in the way. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Okay, so I've got a front loader. Some people have one that loads here from the top. That's called a drop loader. I have a front loader. So you take out your little bobbin case, drop your bobbin in. There's a little slot at the side that you bring it through into this little piece. And then you make sure that it rotates itself clockwise. If it rotates counterclockwise, you're going to end up just foobarring your understitch, and it'll try and eat itself, and just it causes a host of problems. So make sure that it is going clockwise. And rotate the wheel towards you while you have the this little piece out. Brings it up, and then just bring both of them back. So yeah, if you're on my Twitch channel, you can quite often get Nightbot going and have different music up. There we are. It's like, where did it run out? Oh. Yeah, basically half of these will get, I'll iron this part down so that it lays a bit more flat, and then I iron all the way around so I get this nice lip, and then you'll get the nice look on the outside. And all of these are candle tested, very high filter on them, so you gotta breathe slowly. A lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, just use cotton. And I'm like, I could breathe far too easily through cotton. And I looked at like um, the rating on cotton, even like tight weave cotton is, I mean, it's decent. It's definitely better than having no mask on. Absolutely. But it was still kind of high because it had such large gaps on a microscopic level, I guess is the best way to explain it. So yeah, it had such large gaps that it made it easier to breathe, but that also means that um, anything, a particulate in the air, can just pass through it pretty easily. Whereas the stuff that I'm using here, corsetry fabric, tightly woven silk, which is actually much finer, therefore it sits closer together, ballroom tapestry, that kind of stuff, it does not breathe nearly as much or nearly as fast. You have to take in air very slowly, and it filters a lot of shit out. So that's why I'm making the masks from some of my most beloved, but also like, if the fabric fits, I'm gonna use it. What can I say? Hello. Sewing masks. Sewing masks using some of my most amazing fabric. How are you doing, Donny boy? Yeah, once I get it ironed, it'll be a little bit easier to do, but yeah, I do like the corsetry fabric because it does kind of stand up on its own. Doop. That's the mask, and of course there will be another layer on the backside, equally as dense. So, yay! How are y'all doing today? Oh, I didn't think about backplating. There we go, a little bit brighter. Don't worry, my fingers are a lot further away than they look, for the most part. And it's so glamorous, right? So what is everybody up to today? Also, I'm going to change the angle in just a second just so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Okay. Oh my goodness, my kneecaps. Oh, there we go. I was like, Might give you a little bit of a raise. Guys, I want you guys to actually be able to see kind of what I'm doing. Now, this is corsetry fabric, so it's very stiff. It doesn't necessarily want to move. All nice and whatnot. It does not play nice. It loves to shift itself into weird angles. Even when I have it pinned to hell and back, so I've just learned to throw a couple pins into place and then readjust as needed. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. So basically, I cut out the maximum amount of, what do you call it? Patterns from Oh, that has not been stitched. Okay. Just gonna pile them up over here for a bit. Okay. So basically, I candle tested a lot of fabrics last couple of days, cut out a bunch of patterns, did the first stitches on everything yesterday, and then got more, a lot more stitch work to do. Devil is in the details. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't rushing anything, that I was putting things together according to my specs, because a lot of those masks that I've seen out there, yes, while they're doing something, they're not really providing a lot of coverage, and they slip and slide a lot. Lay people do not know that, or don't seem to know that, yeah, that thing's going to slip and slide. You got to make sure that you have a nose piece to keep it in place and to create a better seal, but also above and beyond that. If that slips down past your nose, the nose is the main exit point for a lot of it. Like if you sneeze, or if you're finally get some post nasal or whatever, if it decides to clear, you're a danger. But also if it slips upwards so that there's a big gap by the mouth, you're more likely to breathe in aerosolized particles. So a mask that slips and slides or has a lot of gaps around the face doesn't really do you that much good. Hence the reason I make shinobi styles. So they cover past the nose. I have wiring that I put in there so that you can fit it a little bit closer, a little bit snugger. Um, I'm going to be putting ties on a lot of these. The elastic works for some people, but some people, they're very, very sensitive, so they just could not have it on as snugly as I tend to make things. So I'm going to put ties on a lot of stuff. I've got to go through all my stocks of ribbon and cording and whatnot now, but I will find the correct stuff that works well and have options. And yes, I will be working on putting a website or something where you can go and order masks, or you can always order them through any one of um, the platforms that I'm on. Just give me a direct message, a whisper, or whatever. I will get in contact with you as soon as possible, and we can work out the details. I have Venmo, Cash App, a couple other ways to get me money, so we'll figure out a way. Now this fabric is actually stiff enough that I will probably need to clip the curves in order to get them to lay a bit more flat. With more relaxed or flexible fabric, you don't usually have to do that because it molds around. But stiffer fabrics, you do have to clip curves so that when you iron them, it actually lays itself open the way it should and releases some of the tension. Else it's just going to fight you the entire time. Okay, I'm going to double check this. Okay, foot's on there. Okay, I had a little bit of extra movement, but that might be because I'm using a plastic bobbin at the moment. Plastic seems to move around a little bit more than metal ones do, so it is what it is. Strong ass Colombian coffee. And you absolutely must see God. There we go. I do have to make sure that that first needle fall is correct. Sometimes the thread is a little bit iffy. I thought I had a file over here somewhere. I don't. A rough spot on my nail, which irritates me. Make sure I have an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Need to throw, let's see, one more. I'll make 6. Hello. Hello. Let's see. I'll do these and then I'll probably grab the green ones and then the red. Actually, you know what? Red then green. How's everybody doing this morning? And yes, you're on Mob Crush, which is a multi-platform streaming type thing going on. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Mixer, everything on. If it takes me a while to get to you, pardon. And yes, quite currently I am sewing with corset fabric, which is always heavily woven and it fights. That's the whole reason it's used for corsets, because it stands up to a lot of pressure really well. I might be doing future casts in the evenings, bandwidth and stuff like that. What can I say? Questions, comments? Mhm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry, I keep hearing this thing go off. Mm. Okay. Okay. I need to take a quick bio break and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. Do, do, do. Okay. Hello. slowly putting together pieces of the shinobi style mask. So I figured I'd let people see a little bit of the process. Yeah, I think my bobbin just ran out. Which means I need to resew that last little piece. So hopefully everybody's doing good today. If you have not yet ordered a mask from me and you want to, by all means, just drop me a DM, a whisper, or a message, and we can sort out details. The first mask is $15, and then it's $10 for each additional mask after that if we are shipping within the US. And that $15 actually does include the shipping. Hopefully I will be doing at least one shipment tomorrow. But these are like more detail orientated than people think. So yeah. Hello. How y'all doing? Okay. Love this material, but yeah, it's heavy. How's everybody doing? How goes, how goes, how goes? Okay, so finish the last black one. And then, of course, I have to go through and iron all of these. But yeah, as you see, corsetry fabric holds up wonderfully well, which means it's going to retain the shape even once you have washed it in really hot water. You just give it a nice iron out, and it's going to be pretty much good to go. So I've got the corsetry fabric ones done. I still need to work on the silk and on the on all the ballroom tapestry. Blah 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 blah. And then I have to cut out linings for each of these because I'm just doing a ton of them. So if you need to order a mask, feel free to DM me, whisper me, throw me like a donation of like $15 or something on my channel. I will see it. And then, of course, contact you for information of, hey, where do you need this shipped? So it's $15 for the first mask and then $10 for each additional mask shipped to the same place. If we're shipping within the United States. If I have to ship out of states, you have to let me know, but I know that mail time is a lot slower for, good reasons. Other than that, I have a little bit of adulting to do, so I'm going to sign off. Hopefully I'll be back on this evening, just because there's more bandwidth in the evening. Hello! And there's a lot more stuff going on, where I'll be able to get more done and show you guys what it's going on. So yes, if you weren't here a little bit earlier, I was putting together the shells. So this is the black corsetry fabric, and then I also have a beautiful olive drab and a red embroideried silk that I'm working on. All of it's tight weave. All of it is candle tested. I wanted to make sure that I couldn't even hardly move a flame, let alone blow out one. So I don't use cotton only because it is too breathable. Stuff will filter, just straight through it without actually filtering out. So that would not be as good. Still, you get a better rating with one of those on as far as possible contamination, but I am the type of person who's not only high risk, but also I have a food handler's permit, so I understand cross-contamination, contamination, all that kind of good stuff. So when I go for something, I go full tilt on making sure that it is very functional and does what it needs to do. So I'm going to head off for the day, or well, not for the day, but for a bit at least. And then hopefully this evening, I will have even more stuff put together and I'll be able to show you more of the process of how to do this. I will be doing masks, so feel free to let your friends know, let your your colleagues, your companions, whatever. If somebody needs a mask, feel free to come to me and I will get one shipped out as soon as possible. Thank you all for showing up. You guys are amazing. Have a good one.